I'm not giving up. My shorts are staying on. I've had a dream of wanting to be a performer and a country music superstar since I was 6 years old. Just know that's where I'm at, and that's where my headspace is, and that's why I'm pretty tender right now. And good morning. Thank God it's still morning. Can you believe I'm up in the morning? Well, it's been a hot second since I made a video. I got really sick last week, and then I've been recovering, trying to work, wearing myself out. Yesterday I had like the worst migraine I've ever had, but I went to therapy, and there's something I wanted to talk about with you all. I have been feeling for a couple months now that like my dream is over, that I need to quit. There's a series I did a couple weeks ago where I talked about being 38, gay, broke, and a country singer. And I think that was me really trying to process my feelings. I talked to my therapist about it yesterday, and he brought up this concept of ambiguous loss. And I had never heard the term, but then once he said it, those two words coming together, I was like, oh my God, that is exactly how I feel. Like there's this loss that I can't really place, and this thing that I feel like I need to mourn, but I don't know what I need to mourn. And so we talked through it, and the idea of ambiguous loss is that he used the example of like death. So like if a family member dies, just run of the mill, they die, you go through the funeral, you go through the grieving process, you move on if you're a healthy, functioning human. But if someone is like abducted and you don't know what happened to them and months have gone by, there's all this ambiguity around this loss, and you don't quite know how to process it because you don't want to fully move on because there's still hope that that person could be there and alive. But there are things within that loss that you can grieve to help you be stronger and move forward. And we related it to my dream. I've had a dream of wanting to be a performer and a country music superstar since I was 6 years old. And I've been living in this 6-year-old's dream for now 32 years. I'm 38. And it's probably time to go through and pick out the things that have just expired, that are not available to me anymore. And a great example, this wasn't necessarily a dream of mine, but he used it as an example that made sense to me, which was, well, if you wanted, let's say a goal you had was, I want a record deal by the time I'm 35, you're 38. That dream has expired. It's time to clear it out of the queue and make way for a new crop of dreams so that you're not bringing all that resentment into the dream in the future. Sometimes you come out of therapy and you're like, okay, yeah, that was good. Sometimes you come out and you're like, that was a rough one. And then sometimes you come out and you're like, that was a big one. And that was a big one. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I think it triggered a migraine. I came home, took to the bed. But I woke up this morning feeling better because I'm like, yeah, there are goals that are not attainable anymore that I need to kick out and get rid of so that I can have new ones. I'm probably not going to be going on a stadium tour in my lifetime. I'm probably not going to be able to make a revival of Hee Haw on Paramount Plus happen. But there are things that I can make happen. I still believe in myself. I still know I'm talented. I still know that it was given to me, that it's a gift that I'm supposed to use and that I'm supposed to do good with. And that's never going to change. The circumstances and goals around it will. And it's time. I've spent 32 years living in this bubble of like just sort of floating above reality. And now that bubble has been popped probably mid-year last year. And I see the reality of what's around me and what can and cannot happen. And as a dreamer, this feels completely counterintuitive because the whole point of dreaming is you're dreaming up things that don't seem attainable, and then you're going for it. So it feels wrong, but it also feels good to be like, I can move on. So I just wanted to share that in case anybody's going through a similar thing. Maybe you've wanted love for a long time and it hasn't happened. You have to grieve those expectations of like, I wanted a high school sweetheart, or I wanted a 60-year marriage, or I wanted this huge family. You can still have what you want, but you have to make way for that new crop of dreams and clear out the queue of expired stuff. So I wanted to share that. I am not a therapist. My therapist is amazing, and has helped me significantly in the last year. But I think sometimes it's important to share our own journey through that and our own learnings, because this is definitely a big one for me. So just know that's where I'm at, and that's where my headspace is, and that's why I'm pretty tender right now, and probably not as fun online as I once was. But we'll get back to it. I just have to do some readjusting and recalibrating. I'm not giving up. My shorts are staying on. I am a performer at heart. It's what I was born to do. But I'm choosing to not be resentful and to move into this next phase of my life with a better understanding of what my actual dreams are and what is possible. So